Hello everyone, it's my pleasure to give you a brief introduction to this presentation, which is dedicated to the digitalization of indigenous knowledge in African agriculture for fostering food security. My name is Hana Kubíčková. I work as a project management support at Plan for All, and I am mainly responsible for organizing the Inspire Hackathons. With me, I have Tuula Lehti from Smart and Lean Hub from Finland. She is an entrepreneur on RDA, and she has an extensive experience in industry and RDA. The idea of such research arose in the COVID-19 Inspire Hackathon that was already the 17th Inspire Hackathon organized by the Plan for All Association in cooperation with Czech Center for Science and Society and other Horizon 2020 projects, including Smart Agri-Hubs, which supported the hackathon financially. It was based on the traditional model of the Inspire Hackathon, which is not a single event, it's a process that is designed to efficiently exploit the achieved results of previous hackathons on developing new innovations. The aim of this hackathon was to support development and innovation in agriculture, food security, and agri-food business. And the hackathon provided a platform for our research. The research team consisted of the following members, and here I would like to highlight that the mentors of the Hackathon Challenge dedicated to this research were Tuula Lehti and Antoine Kanteza from Burundi. Now I am giving the floor to Tuula, who will acquaint you with the whole research. Tuula, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Hana, for a nice introduction. I will now continue telling about the research, and I will start with the team's inspiration and motivation. Because African agriculture has relied on traditional knowledge systems, the team summarized their starting point to the research to following statements. Firstly, it is mandatory to collect and digitize available traditional knowledge before being safeguarded in a database that is available for African farmers and beyond. Secondly, it is useful to assess the performance of traditional knowledge in African agriculture. Thirdly, it is gainful to spread and share broadly the best practices driven from traditional knowledge in African agriculture. These three statements form the rationale for the research. The research team set two objectives. We wanted to identify, model and test several concepts and pathways on how to preserve and document best practices and knowledge. And we wanted to create databases or other digital solutions which are easy to adopt, user-friendly, achievable, and which support broad sharing of the knowledge. To summarize, our expectation is that we will be able to ideate, build, and test diverse concepts and pathways that are addressed on different types of indigenous knowledge. The research method is simple and it emphasizes the experimental spirit. Also, it applies practice-oriented research and participatory research practices. The method encompasses 4 steps: plan, build, measure, and finally learning. These 4 steps were carried out in cooperation with about 30 hackathon participants from 18 different countries. The time span to carry out the 4 steps was about 3 months. Step 1 emphasizes community building among 30 hackathon participants, brainstorming and ideation on finding feasible pilot cases for indigenous knowledge. Step 2 focuses on building the prototype. Then we had to define the technology and platform, gather data, and merge the platform and the data. This step was the most time-consuming. It also required collaboration across different hackathon challenges to gain the necessary technical know-how to implement the ideas and build the solution in step 2. Step 3 is to assess the built protos and concepts. Assess their feasibility, assess their impact, assess their potential for scalability. The step 4 is to grasp and communicate the learnings points and make plans for the future developments. The first concrete result, which I want to introduce you, is the Regional Attractiveness Index map for African continent. The map is published at Smart AfriHub, which is a digital innovation hub addressed to Africa Smart Agriculture. The assessment and visualization of regional attractiveness is one of the tasks solved by hub technologies and services. There are 2 ways for attractiveness assessment: calculation of regional attractiveness index and clustering. While the regional attractiveness index compares particular regions and creates a rank of more or less attractive territories, clusters express homogeneity, connections, and similarities of areas. Both methods are realized in the large portfolio of input statistical data, which are divided into various groups, enabling to filter particular influences to attractiveness. The image on slide visualizes the economical status. Violet color means that the economical status of country is based on the data in a good level compared to the other African countries. The yellow color means that the economical status is, according to data, not in so good situation. Green colored countries fall to the middle. The solution to assess regional attractiveness has now 11 different dimensions, and it's available in a digital innovation hub called Smart AfriHub. The team built 2 other solutions. We call them pathways. The first pathway is about preserving traditional best practices, working methods. We decided to focus on different grain storage methods in Africa. We collected several types of traditional granaries from African countries and also collected the spatial location which was mapped in web and online GIS. The purpose of this pilot was to test the digital platform that is called Atlas of Best Practices and to give information about platform's usability to the users. The Best Practices Atlas platform was originally developed in the Enabling project for sharing information and good practices in bio-waste processing. Atlas makes it easy to manage and update individual examples. Each individual good practice example can be shared through its own uniform research identifier, which allows easy reference to individual examples within social networks and other forms of promotion and publication. The second pathway is a method for mapping valuable natural forest by using GIS and GPS technologies and to preserve forest microorganisms into the central microorganism bank. Over 80% of the world's terrestrial biodiversity can be found in forest. In Uganda, particularly, is a risk of losing all its forest if deforestation of 8% continues at its present rate. There is a threat that there will be no forest left in 40 years. Without these forests, the microorganisms, which serve an important role, will be lost. The developed method or schema shows a pathway on how to digitize the locations of natural forests and microorganism cultures, and to preserve microorganism samples to Central Microorganism Bank. In this slide, you can see the landing page of the Smart Afri Hub, which is the digital innovation hub for Africa. It is a social space for smart agriculture in Africa. It's free, it's open, and we welcome all experts and practitioners to join in the Smart Afri Hub. Lessons learned and the future. We tested the concept and digital solution of the regional attractiveness index on the Africa continent map. We planned, built and tested one digital platform collecting, digitizing and sharing indigenous knowledge. That is the Atlas for best practices. We ideated a schema that describes the pathway to build a unique Uganda Central Microorganism Bank. We tested that Hackathon acts as a platform for research, co-creation, learning, piloting, and sharing. We applied practice-oriented research and participatory research approaches, which complement well each other's. The ideas for pilots were produced using bottom-up principle. It raised from the local needs, and a wide group of agriculture experts were contributing to develop something novel solutions. We have a plan that we will continue the work. Next Inspire Hackathon will explore the topic further. Smart Afri Hub, which is the digital innovation hub, development continues, aiming to publish research results, enhance local, regional, and national communication, and build smart agriculture community. Conclusions. There is a motivation to digitize the indigenous knowledge in African agriculture. That is the fact. It is necessary to give wide access to digitized knowledge because it has a valuable input for agribusiness performance. African countries' asset is to develop agriculture by merging wisely traditional best practices and novel emerging solutions. In this way, African countries have an opportunity to build sustainable agriculture and food systems. We believe that wisely targeted efforts to digitize indigenous knowledge will enhance the agribusiness of natural food products across African countries. Hence, digitizing African agriculture indigenous knowledge has a meaning. The last slide is an invitation to you all. We are just now running a new Inspire Hackathon called Open Spring Inspire Hackathon. It's fully virtual, and in this case, we are focusing on African agricultural water security, and at the same time we are building and developing the content of Smart Afri Hub. You are all welcome to join in the challenge number 5. Thank you.